All right, here on Daily Deposits, our next guest today. He is a content creator. He is a comic book illustrator. He is a t-shirt brand owner. He's a longtime friend of mine. I watched him grow from, just designing things into creating an actual business. Hailing from South LA, my boy, Sam Orellana. Sam, Mr. Death Club, welcome. So, bro, we got some questions for you today.
What are we, interrogation or what, man?
Yeah, for the most part.
All right, let's get to it, man.
I really, honestly, bro, if I can keep this as natural as possible, I know the questions, but I don't want to really read them like that.
No, let's just run through it.
Yeah.
Same thing with, other pods. They had their questions and I answered them, and sometimes I'll go off on a tangent and just add on. So whatever happens, happens.
That's cool. We finna Joe Rogan this shit. Ultimately, bro, the goal is really for people to get to understand you, get to understand your business, get to understand the background. I've known you for a long time. Incredible graphic designer, drawing, things like that. So I want to start from the fucking beginning, bro. Let's start from the beginning. Like, when did you start drawing? And how did you know when you wanted to actually, get better at the craft?
Well, a long time ago. Actually, I've been drawing since I was 6 years old. I was going to a park, St. Andrews Park. That's where I would go after school, the after school program. And they had everything from every activity you can think of. And I was playing tennis, but the tennis coach was also the art and teacher too. You get the 2-for-1 special as far as paychecks go. I'm pretty sure he wasn't getting paid that much.
And you was probably ass at tennis too. I know you was.
Nah, man, tennis LA.
I know you was ass at tennis, bro.
Nah,
I know this
I was cold, bro. I had the front hand, backhand. I actually know a lot about tennis, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you got your service box, doubles alley. I mean, yeah, bro, I used to play. I just don't know what happened.
So basically, bro was getting underpaid and he had to do 2 jobs. 2 jobs,
bro. So tennis first, and then right afterwards, it would be arts and craft. I mean, anything to...
That shit don't even match. Shit don't even go together. But
yeah, Coach Yorland, right? But he did everything. He even had like a media company too, where he was like filming stuff. So he was like documenting us like playing tennis, like literally everything. So then there was arts and craft, and he noticed that I could draw. And I don't know when everything ended, he gifted me a sketchbook and he wrote, a note. I still have it to this day. I have everything from when I was a kid. Remember I posted in the group chat and Cole was like, how do you have everything? I was like, my mom. My mom used to have stuff at her job, like all my artwork framed at her. She's worked for the same job for almost 40 years. So
that's a blessing now, though, because you got so much shit that that you can look back on and kind of watch yourself get better.
Is because people are like, Death Club and the Skull, you're stealing from this and that. And I was like, man, I've been drawing Skull since I was a kid. They're signed and dated.
Yeah, you showed that Skull Kid shit in the group chat.
I mean, Skull Kid was from a game from Newgrounds. We shouldn't have been playing that, bro. I was 5, 6 years old. Have you ever played Skull Kid?
No, hell no.
Nah, what is it?
I played Paperboy at the arcade.
No. All right, so Skull Kid, if you know, you know. So basically, this kid with a chainsaw, he goes into a building and he's just cutting people up with a chainsaw. And then
you can never have that shit now, bro. You cannot play that. Nobody can play that fucking game now.
Yo.
And then you get to like the top floor, which is like the big boss level, but they all get harder and harder because you end up with a gun, right? And then you have the big boss who have like this big belly.
Oh, nigga, hold on, rewind. You chainsaw first, you in the building, and then you end up with a gun. This is a kid's game.
It's a kid. It's not.
Yeah,
a
this is the
kid's game,
'90s though. This is the '90s.
No,
so
no, it's early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Newgrounds. Honestly, it's a horrible website. I mean, Pico School.
Oh, okay. I know this site, but there was multiple games on there, right?
Yeah, there's multiple Flash games, crazy animated shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, y'all was on some different shit.
Yeah, but it got to a point though where they cut the internet at the park because we was doing crazy stuff. Like we wasn't even looking at like You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was looking at the tough stuff, the good old.
We was on Rotten.com.
The adult? Oh yeah, Rotten.com was wild.
Yeah. Then someone was like, what?
Bro, I saw on Rotten.com the fish. I don't even want to say it, bro. Yeah. I can't say it on the pod, bro. But again, if somebody violated a fish.
If you know, you know. But like I said, going off on a tangent, right? My instructor basically said, hey, like, you know, never stop drawing. You never know where this pencil can lead you. And it's like years later, like, look at where I'm at now, you know. And yeah, ever since I just kept drawing. My uncle was really good at drawing. My grandfather was an architect. So it kind of like runs in the family, essentially. But I remember in like middle school and even high school, Mom was just like, no one's ever done anything with like art. So figure out a way to do something, you know. And then also like I've done a lot of things to like prove my mom wrong, because she always said that I would start something and never finish it. Like I would play sports when I was younger. She was, you always starting stuff and you never finish. And I was like, all right. So anything that I start, I kind of have to finish. And to be honest, I stopped drawing after a while too. High school, many people didn't know I knew how to draw. I have tons of black books. Started skating, riding fixies, started playing sports, basketball.
What's a black book?
So a black book is a sketchbook, but most people that have black books are writers. So people that do graffiti and tag. So whenever I had a black book, all the Mexican kids in school was like, yo, let me write you a book. I'm like, no, bro, this isn't for tagging.
Like, no, nigga, I am drawing.
I'm drawing, bro. And they're like, where'd you get a black book from? I'm like, Barnes & Noble, bro.
You fancy, bro. I feel like you could have got that at Target or Walmart or something. No, just only Barnes & Noble.
Black books were hard to find.
Well, when did you know, like, when did you get to a space where it was like, all right, I'm skilled at this? Like, when did the page come alive for you? Like, where you were drawing things that you actually seen? And you kind of touched on it already by saying, you know, your grandpa was an architect, your uncle can draw. So I feel like, you know, I mean, maybe there's like a artistry that's like that perception is like hereditary, right? Where you can just see what you want to put down on the page. For many people, they can't do that.
Correct. I mean, I'm still trying to get better today, bro. Like, I feel like I took drawing seriously like a couple of years ago. You know, like I was just doing it just to do it, right? And then, you know, got into graphic design and t-shirt design. But it wasn't really until I pivoted from my brand to do comics. I mean, yeah, I was doing insane graphics for my t-shirts, but I got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm doing all of this like vintage stuff and all this old art, or just like stealing art or copying old art, but like, what kind of legacy am I kind of like leaving behind in the future? Yeah,
nothing was as original.
Yeah, nothing was original, you know. So, you know, pivoted to making comic books and been studying a lot of artists and just trying to refine, you know, my style and my work overall, you know. And it's funny though, because I always have this not argument, but people argue and say that there's no such thing as talent, it's just skill. And I completely disagree with that 1,000%. Because just like you
why
said,
so though?
You can train and do something for a very long time. Someone can just get out of bed and do it effortlessly. It's just the difference between doing something with minimal effort, you know. Almost
like skateboarding, you would say? Like, you know how some skaters just have ridiculous style, and it's like they can do the same kickflip or a regular kickflip versus some shit somebody else does.
I mean, it's in anything.
Yeah.
You can put two players in the same gym with Kobe or LeBron. You just won't be them.
Yeah.
That's why excuse me. That's why you have when you look at someone, you're like, oh, they have like that X factor.
Yeah.
You know, some people have it, some people don't. You can go to school to learn how to draw, but what's going on outside, bro?
Niggas gonna nig, bro. You know where we at. Like, come on, bro.
Never
Why
heard
they,
that one before.
bro? Niggas is gonna nig, bro. You know where we at?
What I want to get at is, and like one of my favorite comic book artists is Todd McFarlane, right? And
explain who he is. Like for us,
yeah,
for
absolutely.
me specifically,
yeah,
I don't know
exactly. He's a comic
exactly
book artist, one of the best. He changed the look of Spider-Man. He is the creator of Spawn. One of the founding. He founded Image Comics with Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, and many other artists. That was just from Marvel not paying them. It was like, yo, we're the artists, we're the rock stars. Let's do it ourselves. But when you look at old Wizard magazines, he would always talk about.
Come on, Nix. Why they gotta do all this?
I know this is an XLR mic and it should only focus on our voice, but if you guys can hear, someone's doing donuts outside.
Bro, why?
So
why at this time? What time is it?
I mean, it's a pretty good intersection.
It's 9:30 though.
It's
like,
a good
bro,
intersection, but
children.
it sounds like a clapped out infinity. You know what I'm saying? I know it's straight piped, very raspy, no tone.
Yeah,
It's
but
a V6.
why,
It's
bro?
not a V8 because they don't have no.
It don't got no growl
There's
in
no
it.
roar.
Yeah. Why?
It's a clapped out infinity. He just picked it up this morning, bro.
Cash too.
Cash.
That's a cash car,
You know what
there.
I'm saying? Missing tail lights.
Yeah.
It's probably sagging in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, to go back to it, Todd McFarlane, very quickly, he would say he hates artists that try to do things so perfect. And when I was coming up and just like showing off my art, posting it everywhere, people were like, oh yeah, you need to, work on your anatomy. That's all people would say. Work on your anatomy, work on this, work on that. And I'm like, no. Tell me something else. It's like, don't just tell me to like work on my anatomy. What sucks about it? Do I draw biceps bad? Shoulders bad?
That's what I was gonna ask.
They just tell you one thing, and then when you retaliate, they're like, oh, you can't take constructive criticism. The criticism's not constructive, bro, at all. Tell me which part of the anatomy. Does one bicep look, does one chest pectoral muscle look bigger than the other one? Are we gonna call my character Biggie Smalls? You know what I'm saying? Does he have a 10-pack instead of a 6-pack or 8-pack? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so they would never point out exactly what part to work on. They would just say, "Oh, just work on anatomy."
Tell me to work on my hands. You know what I'm saying?
That's a hard part to draw, though. Like,
Absolutely.
even AI can't get that right. Hands. Like, if you put anything in AI, the hands are always fucked up. That's kind of the dead giveaway on AI.
Why hands are so hard to draw?
It's hard to keep that proportionate, bro. There's so many pieces. You got to keep the fingers, like 5 fingers. And make this, like, these have to be proportionate to each other. And then this side has to be proportionate to this.
Yeah.
So the chances of you doing that when drawing a character is not easy.
It's tough. So that's why Todd always says, when in doubt, black it out.
The fuck does that mean? Make it a black character?
It's the funniest thing ever. It's the funniest thing ever. So if you know you can't draw hands, black it out. Draw like a shadow or like hide it with like a thought bubble or something. You know what I'm saying? Focus on other parts. Like I can't draw hands, so I'm gonna focus on a head, like a bust. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, know your strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes like I don't feel like drawing this. I don't. That's why they always say like Rob Liefeld, who's the co-creator of Deadpool, they always make fun of him because he doesn't know how to draw feet. Yeah. And
does Deadpool have feet though, or is it just like a boot?
He wears boots.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a boot.
But
is that why?
I don't know.
But I mean, what superhero does have their toes out? Like
Hulk.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, he can draw feet, but it's not even about toes. Boots too. Like he probably suck at just drawing like
proportionate. Feet. Yeah, just
But back to the skill and talent. People's and even like hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. I think it's all a pure coat. It's just you go to school, you have all the skills, the hours. You do have to put time into it though. You do have to put time into it. But as far as me as an artist, when you're looking at my work and my art, my style, you are looking at my life in general, what I am interpreting from my mind. One thing someone else told me at St. Andrews, Miss McGee, who was like, she wasn't a director, but she was like an administrator at the park. And she always says you can never make a mistake in art. And it's so true. Because it's like, if someone said your art is wrong, I was like, this came from the mind.
Nothing you thought of it.
Yeah.
It's not for your
this is just how I interpret it.
Yeah.
If I want to draw hands this way or arms this way or the head shape this way, why do I want a smaller head with a big body? That's just how I interpret it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people kind of like lose and forget. You know, I'm from the streets, so you know that's what I'm pouring into. You know, my work. You know, I still want to be like the greats, but unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people do that too, and they forget that a lot of these guys have been in the comic book industry drawing for like 20 years. I've only been doing this for like a couple of years. I've been doing a pretty good job as far as like
I would agree
development goes. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, as far as, you know, the beginning of drawing, taking comic books here, I mean, I've always been into comic books, you know, but I didn't know that I was going to come out with my own comic book series, my own original IP, you know, at all.
Well, to touch on that, you know, you touched on a few things, bro. One thing I definitely looked at is how your style changed, right? Initially, when I first started seeing like your drawings and shit like that, long time ago, and going back to the proportion, it was these big heads with big ears and shit like that, and like little t-shirts, and it was like, yeah. And so I was thinking about it, bro, and I'm like I didn't see the shifts happen.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at what you're drawing now versus what you're drawing then, it's an obvious difference. Like I didn't see the line of it happening. You just see like before, after type shit.
Yeah.
What made you get away from that style? I think that was very unique. I fucked with that style a lot.
I still do it.
Really?
Yeah.
You just don't showcase it?
I don't showcase it.
Okay.
I don't showcase
Got it. Because I felt like that was more of, like you said, just like street, almost like in the mind, just interpreting what you, like there was no proportion to those, to be honest. There were those type of characters that you were drawing. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck that style's called, to be honest.
I mean, I'm really just drawing myself. I have big ears, big earlobes.
Yeah, but they would have gauges sometimes, and you know.
I've always wanted gauges. I've always wanted gauges.
Real niggas have gauges.
My mother would not allow it. I've always wanted, you know, you start off with the stretchers.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was just like.
My mom didn't allow it either, bro. He just kind of did it, and then it was too late.
Hey, man, you know, not everyone's mother is 6'2" with a heavy hand.
Oh yeah, your mom is kind of tall. You were right. Your mom is very, very tall.
So, still fear that woman to this day, man. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Glad I didn't get them. No shade, bro.
Nah, come on, bro. Chill out.
She wouldn't let me get a mohawk.
I had one of those.
You need to have waves only, brother.
Yeah, I think I walked on the wild
clean
side.
Cut. So, but yeah, I still draw like that.
So are you drawing every day? Would you say you're drawing every day? No.
When I'm working on a book.
Okay.
When I'm working on a book, yes. Absolutely. They say in order to get better, you have to draw every day. And a lot of people in the art community say that's a very toxic thing to tell people, but it's not. It's not.
What's not? Like, it's not the truth, or it's not accurate?
No, that is the truth. You have to draw every day.
Gotcha.
To get better, you have to draw every day. It's like anything else. You do dribbling drills every day, you're gonna get better at dribbling. You're gonna get
handle's gonna be stupid.
Your handle's gonna be ridiculous. It's not that you're putting up jump shots. It's just eventually you start drawing so much you realize stuff. Oh, I should have done. I can do it this way. You just start seeing different things. You know, yeah, drawing is therapeutic, but drawing it, because if I don't draw for a while, it takes me a very long time to just like not be rusty.
Yeah,
you know, it's with anything. You don't train for a while. You think you're gonna hop on the mats looking kind of nice. You're not.
Well, that's what I was about to ask him. You know, you think if like you didn't cut hair for like 2 weeks, when you come back, is it like riding a bike, or is it like, you know, if you, I'm sure you haven't taken 2 weeks off in a while, but if you did just like 2-3 weeks vacation, come back, it probably feels a little bit weird.
So the skill is there. It's the workflow. It's the now you're back multitasking of having conversations, you're talking to people and doing the whole service, not just the art of cutting hair, but the whole thing that goes with it. I'm rusty with that as far as timing wise. But I think the skill is always there. But yeah, the rest would be how fast you do it, or how fast you get the service done.
Got it. So your shit would be a little bit different because you don't have, like, he's facing clients. You're in the studio just on your own, drawing on your own. So there's probably a little bit more of a, like, maybe a faster learning curve for you, or less of a learning curve because you have more time to fix whatever you need to fix.
Right.
He's got to snap in, in the zone, like within hours. Or else they're going to be like, yo, David's weird as fuck. I'm not getting my hair cut there no more.
But I mean, even for me, like, in this industry, like, you still have to draw fast. Like, I'm still trying to chase how to drop a book per month.
Oh, shit.
Those are, like, elite level.
And what's the, what stops you from doing that? Like, I mean, how many pages realistically can be done in a month? Like, on average?
So we can talk about last year when I was working on issue number 4. I penciled and inked for a month straight by hand. And then I was like, dang, I got to color all these pages. So I took like 2 months off.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm chilling.
So another thing, for anyone that does not know, the comic book making process. So I do pretty much everything: penciling, inking, lettering, editing, coloring.
Are you writing the story too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Everything.
Sick.
Everything. Unheard of.
Sick.
I'm a unicorn in this world. It takes a team. They say comic books is a collaborative effort, but I don't work for a big corporation where I can afford to pay someone to do the pencils, pay someone else to do the inks, pay a colorist, pay an editor, make sure there's not just grammatical errors, but consulting on, maybe you shouldn't do this page, maybe you should add something like this. What's his name? Wallace Portillo says that editors are failed artists. We're not getting into that. The pro said it first, not me. But then you have your letterer, someone that specifically does the lettering for your books, where it's the thought bubbles, the narration box, picking the fonts for, all of that.
These are all separate jobs.
Yeah, these are all separate jobs.
I was just thinking that, like, that's fucking wild that someone gets a salary for picking fonts and just like, and then someone else gets a salary for.
It's not that much in comparison to the artist, right? So sometimes you can get a package deal, a penciler and an inker together, or just strictly pencils, right? And I'm at a point now where it's like, if I really want to scale, I need to pass off a job. But Nancy's not allowing that right now, bro. She's like, you need to do everything. That's your selling point. I'm like, yeah, it is. But, I mean, if I can just pencil and ink and just pass it off to a colorist, I think it'll be easier for me to drop a book either monthly or every couple of months. But, and to also, like, put things into perspective, too, I feel like pivoting to this industry, I feel like a new CEO walking into a company. And I was like, what is this? Why is this a thing? And I'm an independent creator, so indie comics, you would put me in that category. Everyone makes indie comics now, right? And basically the indie comic pipeline is, well, we can do multiples, right? Let's start with, you're just a single solo operation. You're only a writer. You're not even an artist. You can't even draw. You can't even draw stick figures, right? So what do? You have to hire. The average cost for one of these is close to $7,000.
For the toy, right?
No. For a book.
Because if you have to pay all of these people.
Individual person.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people have a page rate.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys out there want to compete with both Marvel, DC, and all of the big companies out there, you don't have to do that. Just put your story out there. And that's why they spend that kind of money. Because, I mean, obviously for me too, the art is what's going to sell. Mm-hmm. That's why the cover is so important. Mm-hmm. I didn't even mention the cover artist. That's separate too.
That's separate from the person that does the pages?
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit?
Absolutely.
Do you do the cover first or
everything?
No.
Do I do the cover
first? Process. Is the story first and then the cover?
Honestly, I'm lazy. I would just take one of my favorite pages out of the book and I'll just make that the cover.
That's a real nigga move right there.
Yeah, efficiency. Efficiency. You got guys like Ryan Otley that's doing Invincible, and Robert Kirkman, who's the writer, is like, I need separate art from what's in the book. So that's like putting extra on something.
Do they do separate art style? Like, no. Or it's just like you can't pull a page?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Because in regular comics, you have variant covers. You have cover A through whatever, B, C, D, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have, so a lot of artists don't like doing interiors, which is like inside of the book, panels. Because basically what I'm doing is I'm making a movie. This is storyboarding, essentially. Some people would rather just do a cover, get their bread. That's it. If your name's big enough, it's going to be pretty costly. So that's another cost you have to add, right? There's a lot more that goes into covers, even with the colorist. Even if you try to commission a colorist, they're like, okay, this is my prices for interiors, this is my prices for covers. Because for a cover, you're really trying to sell this book, right?
Yeah, but goddamn, how many books can you sell after spending all this goddamn money on people? Like, how many books? Like, how many comics can they possibly sell, bro?
You're in the red, and a lot of people, which I hate this so much, are like, oh, you shouldn't get into comics to make money. What?
Yeah, like, what do you do anything to not make money? Like, look, going to work for fun?
I was going to comic book groups, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't get into this to make money. You should just do this for the love of the game. And I was like, with what I'm spending? Mad confused. And then when I told them the prices of my book, they were like, $12. Look at this wall. It's DC, Marvel, this and that. They're selling it for $3, $4. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, bro. I can't afford to sell it for that. That's what it's costing me to make them.
So all right. I've never bought a comic in my life, so forgive me if I'm just ignorant here.
Let's get into it. I'm here to educate.
So if they're spending all of this money on creating it, right? Mm-hmm. And they're selling them at $3 and $4 each, bro, what kind of quantities are they selling to? Like, are they looking at a global scale? Because they got to be selling some type of. Because you can't go global because it's you're reading. There's no subtitles on. You know, like TV, you can turn on subtitles and it changes the language right then and there. Can't do that with a comic.
I mean, you can.
I mean, with like Google Translate or something.
Have my girl just do everything in Spanish.
Yeah, but I'm saying once it's printed, it's done. It's a wrap.
Right.
Like you can't. There's no way. I could say, oh, today I want French, and I can just change this comic written pages to French. So it's like you're limited to whatever the region is of the language that they speak.
Well, this is already
so how many are you selling?
This is already a small community.
But how do you get in the green? How many do you make multiple comics where it's like, oh, DC's dropping 10 comics, so maybe this one does way better than these other 3.
How do they get in the green, or how do I get in the green?
Well, I mean, just the fucking, what is this called, bro? The fucking, oh my gosh, I can't do the comic business, bro. There's like the genre. I don't fucking know. There's a word for it, but I can't think of it right now.
All right.
The industry.
Sure.
The industry overall. Like, how do you get in the green on this?
Comic books with Marvel and DC, that is a lost leader for them. The money is in the movies.
So that's how they can undercut.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's what I was getting at.
Not even that. The reason why they can afford to sell it for $3, $4 is because the ads in the book is paying for it. So we can't compete with that.
You can't. And plus, if it's already a lost leader, you got no shot.
Yeah.
They're selling ad spots on comic books.
Sometimes they're doing their own ads. If it's a DC book in the back of it, they'll have whatever DC movies coming out.
Gotcha.
It's just a marketing piece.
That's what I was gonna say. So that's what it is. It's just we're putting this out, so you go do something else.
Yeah, but I feel like Marvel and DC have brainwashed people to think, oh, you don't have to make money off of this. Just, you will never be us.
Because I'm just thinking paper and ink, bro. Like, there's no way just you can throw this out for $3. But if it's a loss leader, then it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of. I just heard about Costco losing money on their hot dogs, their rotisserie chickens. They just. But it brings people in. They're not just gonna go in for the chicken.
Yeah, same thing with Walmart. With Walmart rollbacks, bro. I actually learned about loss leaders in 6th grade. We went on a field trip to Walmart, and
that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I know, that's wild, but that's a great fucking field trip, bro. I also learned that at the time, this had to be I was in 6th grade. 2001?
Did your parents go as a chaperone?
Nah, bro. But at the time, there was no Walmarts in Africa, and I was like truly upset about that.
Where are we going with this?
Huh? The rollbacks, bro. You asked me about the fucking field trip. You brought it up. But the rollbacks are loss leaders. Like, they'll lose $20, $30.
What's a rollback?
Walmart, nigga, roll back. Like their prices, nigga.
Oh.
So they roll back the price on something, and they'll up the price on something else. So this gum that was $1.25 last week might be $2 this week, and nobody notices, and they sell so much of this gum that it makes up for whatever they roll back.
That's just like Amazon and their remember me and Sean argued because I was like, they didn't drop the price, bro. They made it super expensive, and then
sell on Prime Day. Yeah, and you could see that in their things.
Yeah, but loss leaders. And also a lot of independent creators. I mean, who has this like 7,000-8,000 just laying around, right? So the pipeline for an independent creator is crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Kickstarter, which I did one. Actually, I did two for this toy. Failed. Second one was for issue 4. I set it at like $500 because I don't really need money to make my books because I don't outsource or commission anyone, right? So the one thing I don't like about Kickstarter is that it's hogged up by the big players, the big publishers. You
kind of showed in the group chat how it works.
Yeah,
how it's almost like an Instagram type of deal where it's like it's who has followers type deal, but just in a different way.
Who has followers, who has a name. I mean, for context for you all, Keanu Reeves, Matrix, he wrote his own comic book. And they crowdfunded the book, and they got like $500,000 in like 10 minutes.
Wait, what does he need crowdfunding for?
Exactly.
They just use other people's money, bro. Like, that's it. That's all.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not taking a chance with my shit if my name's Keanu Reeves and you're going to pay me.
So he wrote the book.
Yeah.
And then paid to get it made? Or paid, what did he need money for after he wrote it? And
I wish I could tell you, bro. Production, upselling you on collector items, signatures, a whole bunch of stuff. He did it with Boom Studios, and there's different tiers you can pay for, and then they have like shipping schedules. Like, I think the Kickstarter was like during the pandemic in 2020, and like the final stuff that were shipped out wasn't shipped out till like maybe 2 years later, almost.
Dang.
So, but that's like normal, almost. Some people do a Kickstarter in January and say, "Oh, this won't be ready until November." And I'd be like, what?
Dang.
It's a lot of that. But yeah, big names, big name publishers, they'll boast, "Oh, we did 1.6 million." And I'm just like, well, what about the smaller guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's more for, and then Kickstarter, the company, they will boost those.
That's what you were showing me.
Yeah.
Like, they will boost that, and then the independent guy that doesn't have that.
Get drowned out.
Yeah, exactly.
Drowned out. So that's why I was like,
Now, does social media, play a part in, I mean, obviously hard, where it's at now, it's only so much you can do.
Because it's like, I think us independent creators realize that if you even say the word Kickstarter, crowdfunding, or even link in bio, your engagement is just, you know what I'm saying? You can't say the word Kickstarter on TikTok. We've learned that a long time ago.
Really?
And even people just promote on social media. Bro, they don't like it.
Yeah.
But
they don't want you to send any traffic away from their platform.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense to me because that's like, it's not a conflict of interest. Like, it seems like that would, but it seems like you saying Kickstarter would allow you, let's say you're starting off from the very first start, but your goal is to sell books on TikTok. So now I want to create a Kickstarter. I'm saying this on TikTok. Now people go to Kickstarter. I can actually make these books and eventually sell these books in TikTok shop. Why wouldn't you allow that?
Beats me.
Like what it is, it's not like you're saying, hey, I'm selling these on Instagram where it's a competing, social media thing. Nobody's spending.
Bro. We already know how social media is. They want to keep you on.
But no one's deaf scrolling on Kickstarter, bro. I pray to God they're not.
They are.
Really?
It's a whole different world. Hey, for anyone that's watching this podcast right now, you about to be put on a lot of stuff. All right? I'm putting y'all on a lot.
All 57 of you guys. Hey. We're going to put you on.
Nah. It's going to be, if you caption it right, I mean, I'm going to promote it pretty heavy myself, but.
Now, you're good at shit like that. I was actually going to ask you, after asking the social media, do you feel like, I mean, I watch you use social media, right? Like sometimes it was kind of sketchy the way you used it. I ain't going to give away your secrets of how you use social media, but a good mix of Photoshop and social media worked for you.
Oh, yeah. Someone actually brought that to my attention recently.
Yeah, that worked for you. Yeah. And like just growing, scaling. Yeah. Did that do anything for your ego, your mind, your mental?
Ooh, really good question. I would probably say, it did something. What did it do? I don't know. I mean, I'm a troll, bro. So
but eventually this ushered you into the real thing, and that's another thing I wanted to touch on was like you're really good at manifesting shit. Like a lot of times you'll tell me something, and I mean it's not nothing new. This has always been you. Yeah. Like where it's like, yo, I want to do this. And in my head, I'm like, God damn, Sam is so fucking naive. This shit is not going to happen. Like, there's no way. Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, this nigga's done all the research he needed to do. And he's like, this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm like, bro, how did you even find this? Like, how'd you even find this, to get to that?
I am chronically online and I hyperfixate on a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, bro, there's been stuff where I'm like what? Like, okay, like I'm just too ignorant to what you're talking about.
Sure.
Like even when you went from, t-shirts, when you went from t-shirts to comic books, and I'm like, bro, you sure you want to do that? Like you're doing really good in t-shirts right now.
Everyone told me that. Everyone.
But I think it's a lack of understanding. It's a lack of, we don't know for the average person, especially where we're from, where we're at right now. Of course, yeah. Like for the average person in South LA, bro, in your friend group,
South Central LA,
does not exactly. We got it. But for the average fucking person,
I'm clipping that.
They don't understand, bro, at all. Like what comic books do, what a comic book can do, right? So
and that's why I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. I tell people all the time, like, comic books is for the white man. It's a white dominated space, and that should change. And I don't usually voice these opinions, but the truth is the truth. Like people always, support your local comic book shop. I'm like, comic books aren't local to me. I'm from the hood.
Yeah, they're not, bro. What's the nearest one?
Yeah, what's the nearest one?
Like I've never seen one over here.
Exactly. That's an issue.
There's liquor stores though.
Nah, it's bro. Just so there's one that opened up on Slauson and Fairfax in Ladera, the comic shop. But besides that, right, Golden Apple was probably the closest thing.
Where's that?
Melrose and La Brea.
That's a 40-minute drive, bro.
Let's not talk about a 40-minute drive. Let's talk about me being a kid and catching a bus.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's what I'm saying. For a kid that's like into that, you don't have any. There's nothing to get you started on that. Like there's nothing around you.
No, but
how do you think that affects? How do you think that affects your artwork? You touched on it a little bit earlier. But how do you think that affects what you're drawing versus what a kid that lives near this comic book store is drawing?
Well, he's trying to mimic the white creators. I am too. But because there aren't that many, there are a lot of black creators, but they don't get the same notoriety. And to be quite honest with you, bro, do you really want to know how I got into making comic books? Like why I, pivoted to that?
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, we're on the fucking podcast, nigga. We didn't bring you here for nothing.
Well, sure, I've always been doing bootleg vintage Marvel stuff. But one day, it was July, and it was a Friday. And HBO Max had dropped this documentary called, I think it was called Milestone Generations. And Method Man was the host. And I was, what is this about? And it was a story of black comic book creators that started their own comic book publishing company, which was under DC Comics. It was a story. It was with Dennis Cowan, Dwayne McDuffie. Do you guys know who that is?
Not at all.
Fuck no.
These are the creators of Static Shock.
I do know Static Shock. I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Created by a black man.
Is that why there was a black character?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Dwayne McDuffie, rest in peace. He changed the game, and while being under DC Comics, there was a lot of butting heads because of what they wanted to put in comic books. They're like, I don't think so. So watching that documentary, seeing how much Method Man is into comics, and they came out with their own series. I mean, they kind of brought it back, but it's still not, as, huge as other stories. People are like, where are the Static Shock comic books? Or they have a ton of characters. But watching that, I was just like, dang, I want to make comic books. How do I do it? Because I'm like, where is the future in comics, and then why aren't there any famous black creators or artists, And unfortunately, they went out of business in the beginning. I mean, they were a sub of DC. There was a point in time when DC stopped sending them checks because they didn't like what they were producing.
You think that's a form of gatekeeping, though? It's like,
1,000%.
If I can keep you at bay.
Comic books in general is a gatekeeping community.
Yeah.
They're only in white neighborhoods. They don't welcome people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, you got a Spider-Man shirt. What happened in issue number 44? And it's like, bro, relax. You know what I'm saying?
I just like Spider-Man.
Calm down. That's their medium. I mean, we can even take it as far back, I don't know, 60s. One time I went to a big print shop. I feel like calling them a print shop is like calling a producer a beat maker. So I don't want to call them that. But
well, what are they?
Everything. Company's called Lithographics, by the way. They have web presses, digital presses, anything you can think of. Any billboard that you see on the freeway, they probably printed it. Anything. And also, we should also talk about different types of printing. You have digital printing and you have offset printing. What's the difference?
Yeah.
One is CMYK. The other is digital.
RGB? Oh.
No, it's digital. RGB is on a screen.
Yeah.
Everything is essentially CMYK, but with offset,
once print it.
It's 4 colors. And you have sheet-fed printers and you have web printers. Printers that the papers are in a roll, or the sheet-fed you feed a stack of sheets of paper to a machine, and it just, it's actually really cool. By the way, the web press, they're going like 1,000 miles per hour printing.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You've seen those?
It's almost like a Mamaki machine where they're on a roll. We used to have those at Printful, and for like sublimation, it was on a roll. It just went crazy. It just kept rolling. Comes out. Yeah. But they do that with comic books too. Then
comic books are printed on offset printers because you save a lot of money.
Okay, gotcha.
It's cheaper than digital.
Okay.
So that's another reason why Marvel and DC can charge what they charge for their books, because Absolute Batman, for example, their first printing, they printed 400,000 copies.
Damn.
It's not gonna cost that much to print. But if you're doing 10, 20 copies on a digital, we're talking about toner. What paperweight, So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But what were we talking about? I mean, just to circle back with everything else, with milestones and a gatekeeping community. Yeah, even on the internet, people are toxic. We can talk about cosplaying at Comic-Cons. Why are you a black man dressing up as Peter Parker? What are you doing? It's a lot of that. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're right.
If I was fat and I wanted to be Peter Griffin, you should be Fat Albert.
Yeah, you're right. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
dress the color that you are.
Yeah, stay in your lane type shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. So there's a lot of racism in Comic-Cons.
I just came across that. It was a girl. I think she was a black girl. She dressed up as somebody, and they roasted her. They were like, "Why are you?" I forgot what character
like a white character that she was?
White character or Japanese character. She's I forgot what show it was or whatever it was, but she dressed up and they flamed her.
It's crazy because like
she's like, I just want to dress up.
We allow people to do that like in our culture though, and nobody says nothing. You know what I mean? And then when the shoe's on the other foot, it's like, nah, you can't do that. Like I really wonder why that is. I mean, that's not to answer on this podcast, but that is a hell of a point to make. That you can't. Like it's fucked up and unfortunate that she had to go through that. You know what I mean? That's a terrible experience. You just pick your favorite character. Like the way I'm sensing that or seeing that is like my daughter loves K-pop. If she put on like K-pop stuff and she goes to school, another kid's like, "Yo, like you're black, take that off."
Yeah.
Go be Aunt Jemima. That's just not cool.
That was crazy, but
I mean, the kids are mean, bro.
The kids are mean, but. No, that's the truth. I mean, if we want to talk about gatekeeping, it's a wide spectrum of all of that, right? All of it. Opportunities. It's a lot. So that's why someone like you, like, yo, why are you getting into comics? Everyone still to this day, like, why are you doing this?
Bro, I was thoroughly fucking confused, but I knew that's what you wanted to do, right? Like any other homie. Usually it's just some shit to make bread and it's not some shit that they're actually good at. It's like, nigga, I heard you can sell comics. And it's like, nah, bro, you probably don't want to do that. But I knew you already knew how to draw. And I knew like, okay, like this might be a lane. But at the same time, I was confused on like, why would you leave t-shirts? But I understand now based off the video that you dropped a couple days ago where it's like scaling at any business is tough, bro. And it's like, when you're trying to build something, we talked about this shit, when you're trying to build something and you get to a level, right? Because your shit grew rapidly, like on the t-shirt side, grew rapidly. It's doing well with comics, but I feel like the t-shirts took off a little bit faster. We still recording?
Yeah.
I feel like the t-shirts took off a little bit faster than like expected. Like, yes, you put in a ton of fucking groundwork all the time, but like when it did hit, it struck like a match. Like, how was that process of scaling up and then you have to apologize to people because, hey, I can't deliver this at this time?
Yeah.
We talked about that, bro. Fear of just being successful because it scales too fast. How
it
are
wasn't
you
even
solving that?
It wasn't
in the
even the fear of being successful, but actually I can tell you I went through the same thing with my book too. And I would I don't know what's going on. I would say I blew up faster with my books than with the t-shirts.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, you used TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It's different, bro. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't like about it, but do like at the same time, right? With Death Club, I mean, everything is still Death Club. With the t-shirt side of things, the merchandise side, one thing I was always chasing sales. I was always chasing sales. I got addicted to that Shopify chime sound, that ringtone, right? And even to a point where, like, if something went wrong, I would cry. Not even just a sense of like not getting any sales, but like, why did my products upload at noon?
Yeah.
Like, I'm freaking out. You know what I'm saying? And then also, I got to a point where I was so high in this roller coaster, I never thought that there would be a drop.
A drop on the other side.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, if something is consistent for many months, you're going to think, oh, this is going to be forever.
Yeah.
You know? Things change. People change. Social media change. The economy change. A lot of things change. And we'll get back to that. But as far as comic books go, I mean, the same thing I did on another pod. I was like, one day I uploaded issue 1. I posted multiple videos a day. Nancy cooked me dinner at her spot. Phone started going off. I said, all right, cool. All right. Went to sleep, woke up, had over 1,000 orders. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And then I was in a probation period. So you can, since you're a new seller, you can only get so many orders a day. So it would sell out and take my products off until midnight. Midnight, the next day happened, sold out again. So for about a week straight, I was getting 200 orders per day. That was never happening on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I'm not looking back. But I was in a situation where there was a lesson that I still did not learn. I didn't have the products. But I felt like I had the system to get these products. I had a guy I could just pull up in Northridge. He could print my books on the spot. We good. Oh my God, there were so many things that happened along the way that just... Because with TikTok, and this is one thing like I learned and why I feel so confident today, is like, you don't get paid until those products deliver. Those products don't deliver, you're not getting paid.
Oh gosh, you gotta come out of pocket. You damn near gotta have inventory.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't no drop shipping on TikTok.
No. They don't allow that one bit. No pre-orders, none of that. They will shut you down fast. You need these products to go out in 3 days. After that, you're screwed.
All right, hold on one sec. You're talking about selling on TikTok Shop right now. Okay.
Yes. I was like, ooh, this is new. And sometimes you don't get paid depending on your probation or where you are at as far as your levels, your tiers, how good of a seller you are, all your ducks are in a row. In the beginning, I don't think I was getting paid until maybe 14 business days after a product delivered. So I wasn't getting paid till like a month later. So the situation I was in, the guy that I was relying on, it took him nearly a month to print like, I think I sold around like 3,000 books. And I get it. The machine was messing up. Like, I jacked up his whole operation. He was just a small mom and pop shop. But like, if you tell me you can do something, I'm going to expect you to.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that though, bro. He wasn't.
I was coming every day like, hey, I need 1,000 more. I need 1,000 more. I need 1,000 more. I need 1,000 more. And then it was just like, all right, okay, cool. And that became a whole nother thing because the jobs were done. The orders were shipped out.
But were they shipped out in the time allowed?
Absolutely not. No, of course not.
Shit.
Still got that money though. Still got paid. However, I did lose a lot though.
Yeah.
I did lose a lot. That invoice, you wanna know how much he charged me?
For
14,000.
For 3,000?
For around like 3,500 books.
But if he's getting quantity, why would he?
I know.
That's stupid. That sounds like he's damn near charging you like per book.
Yeah.
But
so what he was doing was, whenever I said I wanted more books, he would just create a new ticket. But I'm just like, if you haven't started yet, put them all together. But hey, it's not my business. I can't really tell.
Oh, so instead of giving you like a price break on some shit, instead of hitting this break point of 1,000, I'm just gonna charge you for 100, 100, 100, 100.
Exactly.
All right,
exactly.
Got it.
Damn.
Exactly. And I said, bro, you didn't do a new roof for me. We just printed books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got to a point. So this is what the situation was too. I had bread. I was giving him money, right? And he was okay because even I was going to pick up books. I was even going late at night because I'm like, hey, I need to ship this stuff out now, like immediately. And picking up books, shipping them out, and then Nancy was like, hey, like, you should dish them some bread. So every time I was going, I was giving like 1,000 here, 2,000 here, 1,500 here, another 3 racks here. Then at the end of it, I said, hey man, what are you gonna charge me? Like, I've been paying you or whatever. Like, he's like, oh, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna charge you yet. I was like, I've been here before.
Yeah, he finna finesse the shit out of your ass. Whoa. Well, how did you get into that, bro? Like, how'd you not have an end number and say okay to this? Like, do you got to partially put that on yourself, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it all happened so fast.
Yeah. You absolutely using back.
I was under the impression I said,
ooh, get it done.
More books, less the print, less the,
Yeah. More money. The books are gonna keep selling, and I'm just gonna keep coming back.
He's just like, oh man, toner and paper and this and that. I'm like, well, tell whoever you working with. You tell them, hey man, I got these pages I need to print. Lower my costs. You need to work on your deal.
Yeah, bro. When TK said, don't be mad at me. Be mad at nigga that shit your deal. Like, that's true, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, even my mom, like, she was old. He should have a rep. They should, I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Anyways,
that's insane.
The story gets better. Samantha was born.
Mm-hmm.
So then around that time, he figured out what he was going to charge me. And when he told me what he was going to charge me, I looked at it, really great poker face. I said, this nigga is tripping. I said, yeah, bro, I'm holla at you.
I'll see you later, bro. Hey, bro, let me get these books. I'll shoot it to you. Wow. So that's how that whole situation, I remember you talking to me about it, but I just never understood. I was like, bro, how? This don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But now that you explain that, it makes total sense.
So then I get a letter or an email. He sent it to collections, right? Then he sent it to the credit bureau, jacked my credit up.
Oh, he wanted his fucking
he
money,
wanted that
bro.
chip, boy. Then he got like an attorney. But then I was dealing with an assistant. I was like, you an assistant, huh? I'm finna play with you.
Wait, is this done already? I don't want you talking about nothing that's going.
They never served me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened.
I want them to come serve you, bro. So.
They're not. I mean, been to court many times.
Allegedly.
Been sued many times.
Allegedly.
Win every time.
That word. Allegedly.
Never lose. Even with Chucky's car.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Michael Abasar.
That's interesting you bring up that, because I like to think back to things like, do you think Fairfax played any part in like your development as an artist or a t-shirt?
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Fairfax is the reason why I am who I am today. Streetwear is the reason why I am who I am today. Streetwear has done, it's brought us close as homies, bro.
Yeah, bro, exactly.
Like I met you because I met everyone because of streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
My realtor went from selling kicks at Flight Club to flipping cribs.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like, I know
Shout
you.
out C's.
I know you. You know Angelo.
Yeah.
Angelo got me my loan. Dave.
It's funny because he was running around Fairfax trying to get in what's that shop? Legends.
I was trying to get in Legends.
He was trying to get in Legends at the same time that you was up at like youth and shit. Yeah. And it's like all the worlds at that time, bro. Like if you go to Fairfax now, you're not gonna get the same experience. Like for a kid that was your age, if he in this time a 16, 17-year-old goes to Fairfax, he's not gonna experience the same thing because I think it was like we were in a time capsule, bro. It was just like a kaboom on everything, like Legends, absolutely. Because of the streetwear around it did great. Yep. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we were able to see different shit because of the trajectory of streetwear at that time. Mm-hmm. It was like these businesses that we worked for and these companies that we worked for, we were able to see like, oh, this is the way to do this, right? I don't think people get that now. You definitely are getting that in Fairfax at this point.
Nah. You just, with anything.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why I'm so successful is because I mimic success. You watch what the next person does and you reverse engineer it. It's really simple, actually. It's actually really simple. Look at what works, tweak it a little bit. It's like that one scammer dude.
Punch Made Death or some shit.
I got all these Lamborghinis from reading books.
Oh, Ty Lopez. I mean, he started the courses. That everybody else after that just started.
But he always said, walk into a business, five things you would change, and then you go from there. Right?
You bought his fucking course.
No. I'm not a course buyer. For example, you could watch me and say, okay, I watched Death Club. I'm not doing what he did.
Yeah.
I'm doing it this way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But I really want to circle back to this lawsuit, though, bro.
Well, get on it. What time is it now? He got kids. You got kids. I'm free. But y'all got families. Y'all.
I live up the street, bro. I'm
what
good,
time
bro.
You got to get out of here?
I'm open. I'm chilling.
Okay,
I'm chilling.
We kicking it here. Let's run it. I'm single, nigga. I'm going home to my own bed.
Man, the law office is hitting me up. Demand letters, scare tactics. I'm like, you're an assistant. Send me the real person. And my client says you owe him this and that and that and this. And I was like, dang, for real? That's crazy. Prove it. Prove that I owe this debt. If the collection agency is always trying to collect money off of you, do not pay them. It's already been sold.
We do not stand on that. That is opinion only, bro.
Have them don't prove it.
No don't get your credit hit.
Prove that I owe this debt. Be willing to take half. I owe 5 racks. Can you take 100? Nah, I'm playing. But
we're gonna prove you owe this debt by putting this fucking boot on your car. Man, come get it.
Good luck. So yeah, I was just like, prove that I owe this debt. So we're pretty much going back and forth. They were going back to their client, and then they would just relay the message. Then I would scan everything on ChatGPT and say, can you find any discrepancies and any redundancies or anything? And then I would send them back something. Then I was just like, okay, I'm at a point where, am I the problem? So then that's when I looked back, I was like, man, I know I sent this dude a lot of bread. So I looked back at all of my statements and I was like, dang, I sent this dude like damn near like 7 racks. I'm like, bro, you're good. I know your machines is paid for. I know.
Yo, how the fuck can you decide that he printed some shit for you?
He didn't print nothing, bro. It was his assistant, bro. He just pressed one button and then he didn't even like me. I would come in there.
Is fucking materials. How you gonna decide that he's
Nah, bro.
That's crazy, bro. Nah. That's crazy. That's like that's insane.
Nah.
Hey, you straight, bro. You got enough.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Because this is where he killed himself, right? I was like, yo, can you ask him why he didn't choose offset over digital? And can you tell him to tell you how much it would have cost if I went the offset route? Boy, that motherfucker was like more than half off.
Oh, so he was just trying to tax you to begin with.
On the digital side, on digital printing.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of the situations that I ended up in, whether it was from clothing with Death Club or even now, was not having any skin in the game. Being new. People can sniff and smell if you're new, if you don't know what you're doing, what you're talking about, what you don't know. Mm-hmm. they could be like, I'm finna get you.
Yeah, but I feel like you, like again, bro, just from, like, I don't know if it's a level of naive or you just feel like I'm going to do this shit regardless. I don't feel like you carry that. Like, even when you're new at something, bro, it doesn't feel like, you know, like, I get scared of shit when I'm new. I'm like, God damn it, am I going to be good at this? It almost freezes me in one spot. Nah. You just keep going.
Absolutely. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get to it no matter what. But, yeah, so it just got to a point. It was two went back and forth. She was like, are you going to pay it or what? And I was like, nope. Serve me. You know where I'm at. You got my address. And then they called me like 2 months later. They was like, oh, hey, I'm calling about this debt. And I said, I just told you I'm not paying it. I've been waiting for you to serve me. When you going to serve me? When are we going to court? And then she was like, so you're not paying? I was like, no. That was last year at the beginning of the year, by the way. It's a new year. Nothing's happened yet.
You think it probably costs them more to go to court? And
come on, man. You know it does. You know it does. Yeah. You can sue somebody and still not get paid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. There's a lot of civil cases that are open like that.
Come on, man. Like, and if anything, if it were to happen, if you wanted to sue me, I'm just gonna countersue. We could play that game all day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, just stay out of fucking law trouble and make comic books.
Man, I was at a point one time where I was like, man, should I sue other people myself?
I thought about doing that one time. I did. Somebody hit my car one time. I was like, finally, somebody hit me.
Oh, why you didn't sue them?
And they were drunk too.
Oh, that's a bag.
But that was when I was drinking, and I felt bad for them because I was
were you
like,
drunk
if I
too?
would hit somebody drunk, possibly, allegedly, maybe. But they hit me. I'll tell you, I was coming from Hooters in Santa Monica, and I had a great time. So possibly at that time I could have been.
Boy, you would have got a great check.
Yeah, but I was afraid too, even though they hit me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about me and my mindset and my mentality. You know, my mom always says I'm very fearless. You know, like my thing is, it's like.
I thought it was stupid at first, but it is fearless. Like,
there's
a complete stupidity.
They say this.
They run together. Yeah. They have to. Because there's some shit where I'm just like, Sam, that is the dumbest shit that I've ever seen work. How did that work?
So I have a question for both of you guys, actually. Because both of you guys are artists, I would say, from my perspective. With you both have done clothes. Where does both of you guys' confidence come from to be able to come up with an idea, put it on paper, clothes, whatever it is, and be like, here, world. Like, what gives you that confidence to be able to do that?
I'll let him go first.
Who's gonna tell me it sucks? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what I said earlier.
No, our group chat would definitely let you know if some shit sucks. Our group chat is definitely gonna let you know if it sucks.
And what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, you probably still gonna do it.
It's.
So has that always been the case?
Absolutely. Let me give you like an honest answer. I really don't know. I don't know. I know I do have a key eye for design. I know what looks good to me. But I don't know. I feel like all of my life I've been called arrogant, cocky, all of the above. And I don't know where it's from. I mean, I'm just very confident in myself. I just know what I want. I don't want to say I've struggled all my life, but I've seen the struggle. But then me and my girl be having like a struggle off on who struggled more, and I'll be like, dang, you've been winning every time.
Bro, you said
wow. Yeah. I struggled more than you.
Yeah.
But it's just like when I look back at it, sure, there was a lot of things that I wanted. If I couldn't get it, then it's just like, all right, well, my grandma gave me a box of candy in the 3rd grade. I turned a $6 box of Sour Belts into 35. Turned that 35 into buying boxes of hot Cheetos at Smart and Finals. Didn't care about recess at school. Worked in a student store. So I was always just trying to get paper to buy shoes. Then buying shoes turned into, I could resell these at Flight Club or whatever, round 2. It just went from that. A lot of it is just, I see dollar signs. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know. It's I think it's really hard to answer your question, bro. Like,
I think you answered it. So you said two things that stuck out to me. You said you have confidence in yourself, like you believe in yourself. That's one. Some people don't believe in themselves. So you believe in yourself and you know what you want. Those are two things that it's not common for people. Some people are just fucking lost drifting. Some people don't believe in themselves. So
I've never understood that. And like, even at Nike or even in general, like, I feel like I've always had this sense that like everyone always like hate on me or just hate me or just don't like me. And at Nike, for example, right? Hey, bro, relax, bro. Yeah. You got to answer the question too. So this is gonna be the last thing I say to answer this question. And I wish I could understand where this hate comes from, but even at Nike, I was like confused because someone had graduated from university, and I was like, "Why are you working here?" And they're like, "Because I don't know what to do with my life." And I was like, "You graduated from not a Cal State, a UC." You know, they're like, "Oh, you know, not everyone knows what they want to do in life. Like, do you know what you want to do?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm be a millionaire. I want to drive like a Lambo. Nike ain't gonna give me that." But you know, oh, not everyone knows what they. I was like, "How? What are we doing? We're all in our 20s. We're going to be 30 next week. You need to figure it out today." You know, like, even, at Nike, like, I've always known what I wanted to do. I've always been, you know.
That's funny you say that, bro. Because I was talking to Twan this morning, and I talked a little bit about it on the last pod. For me, bro, I always wanted to be like a sports agent, right? I went to college for sports management. That's what I got my degree in, right? And coming out of college was like, well, where the fuck do I go? Like, what do you do to be a sports agent? Oh, now you need some law school. And I'm like, I ain't doing that shit. So I would have been working at Nike. Like, That's just kind of how it goes.
Right.
But I'm gonna get back to that because like now I actually know my purpose. It kind of came full circle. Like after going to Miami, as we talked about on last pod, it gave me a sense of purpose. Like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. There's a lot of skateboarders that don't know certain things, that need to know certain things, and I have the knowledge to share that with them. So sports management came back. Now, on your question of being able to create things and like just put it out there, right? I always think like growing up, number one, I always like some weird shit. Like especially like when my friends that were around here growing up, you know what I mean? Like I never really liked the shit that they liked, which is why like even if you look at me being on Fairfax, it was like I worked at Ruka. Nigga, that was like not a camp out store like all the other stores were. It wasn't like I worked there because I liked the shit. I genuinely cared about fabric. I cared about like these graphics. The surf shit more than the skate shit stuck out to me, which is same way like when I make clothes. It's like, oh, I want to make something that brings both, you know, the streetwear aspect but more so the surf aspect, like the beachwear aspect. That was my thing. And so when I made this shit, I'm like, this shit really don't exist. You know what I mean? Like there's no perfect brand. Like you're not seeing a Quicksilver to Hundreds collab. Like that's just not happening. So in my head, it was always like, I'm making some shit that don't really exist, so no one can really tell me it sucks. And then after I wear it, they're gonna think it's cool any fucking way. You know what I mean? So that's what always gave me the confidence of doing different things where it was like, this shit really don't like you said, being a unicorn earlier. That's how I felt. You know what I mean? Like, even if we go back to Hermosa, we all had times at Hermosa. You know, his 21st birthday was at Hermosa. I went straight to
Nike later on that night.
But the reason Hermosa stuck out to me so much was because I can now gather people who would probably never fucking go to these places, and I can bring them with me. And that's what clothes were to me. You know what I mean? These abstract fucking designs that didn't really fit in the streetwear box, but also didn't really fit in like It's not clean enough to be a fucking Quicksilver shirt. It's not clean enough to be a Rip Curl shirt. Like the graphics a little bit raunchy where it's on the streetwear side. Or I'm adding some letters or some shit that just doesn't fit with that. And so like that's where I gain the confidence, bro. It's like this shit don't exist. And then once I put it on, who cares? You know what I mean? Once I wear it with something that I like, you know, who gives a shit? I think the difference between me and him is he has no fear about selling it. You know what I mean? Because you already know what box you fit in. Like I wouldn't say your shit fits in a box necessarily, but you know what genre. This is streetwear. This is a heavy fucking 6 to 8 ounce shirt that I'm about to sell. This is mega print, fucking screen printed. You know what I mean? That deems this streetwear.
I mean, I could do that in any industry.
Yeah, but I mean, no, not really. If you brought that shit over to, like I said, the beachwear, it would be like, nah, bro, this shit's way too heavy.
No, I would just. But what I mean by that is,
I'm saying there's a lane for what you were creating.
You can put me in any industry, I'm gonna kill it.
I agree with you on that. But I feel like like for Def Club, there's a lane for that. Like this was streetwear. Yes, your prints were different, but the garments that you were using were streetwear, which is you already knew what lane you wanted to attack. My shit was more so the reason I feared is because like, man, I'm trying to blend two worlds. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to put like this shirt needs to be heavy enough for the homies to wear it.
But what's wrong with that though?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just hard to fucking do. Why? It's hard to put a t-shirt.
Well, how?
Because it's hard to get. Let's use shrimp, right? Cross the street. All right. It's hard to get a nigga to wear it, or let me put it this way. It's hard for me to market to him and to the person that's in Hermosa. It's just gonna be a hard sell. Because
who do you want the most?
Huh?
Who do you want the most?
I want both. To be honest, because I want somebody that looks like me to wear it. But I also know that that's where the money at, and that's where that's where the money's at, and that's where like I get a lot of my sense of style from. Yeah, it's from the beach.
But you could say the same thing about Stussy though.
I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, they're skate, surf.
Yeah, no. I'm talking like hardcore surf brands. Like I'm talking like.
Yeah, Billabong.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's a lot of my shit. But over there.
Look at what Ruka has transitioned to. I mean, look at them in the world of jiu-jitsu. I know you're not about to.
No, I'm telling the homie later.
My phone's on Do Not Disturb, by the way.
No, I had a scheduled call though. That's what I'm telling him.
But you had a scheduled podcast.
Yeah, but I told him I thought normally he's out at this time. So I'm thinking we'd be done.
He booked a podcast with the Yapper of the Year, someone that does not know how to shut up.
He's normally gone, and y'all have children at home. So I'm thinking,
what does that mean?
So I said, yo, 10:30.
Yo, the funniest thing ever. Please hold your thought, buddy. Please.
This nigga thinks he's Buzz Lightyear or something.
Bro,
Star Command.
People, oh man, when you have a kid, bro.
I mean, you gotta get home at times. Like I understand. I mean, maybe
bro,
when I
went home,
I want to be at home.
When I went home to go pick up these lights, you know, when there were technical difficulties.
It wasn't no difficulty. This nigga wanted to go get his own light and his own toys. That's what happened. It was no difficulty.
I walked in the house,
set up.
I walked in the house. I said, "What are you doing awake? It's time for bed. You are going to sleep."
Did it?
Yeah, my kids are asleep, bro. My kids are asleep right now.
Really? No, yeah. Zen's up at these times, bro.
In bed, 9 o'clock.
I mean, she's
later.
5.
Later on, things might be different. That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just don't fucking. I don't. You fall asleep when you fall asleep. It's on you. You wouldn't wake up, bro. No, it's on you getting up. Like you're gonna get up.
I don't know how to shut up. I can go on and on and on. But go ahead though. Keep going. You were talking about that because I brought up Stussy and you're like, nah, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same, bro. It's like for me, the things that I always looked at, right, was the reason I wanted to work at Ruka was because of me liking Ruka, Billabong, all of these brands that are like for lack of words, bro, they're white brands.
Quicksilver, Hurley.
Yeah, they're dominated, but
Bob Burnquist.
But these, yo, get the fuck out of here. But these are the things, bro, that for some reason, like, I remember getting my first Billabong item when I was probably in like ninth grade or something like that, 9th or 10th grade. And I loved that shit, bro. Like, I hadn't had a shirt that fit that fabric like that. We were wearing Pro Clubs.
Yeah. When I got Billabong, Hurley, Quicksilver, I told my mom, I said, please stop buying me this.
Nah, I wanted that shit. I wanted more. Give me more. And that was the thing, too, was I had shit that no one else had. Like,
stop buying me this.
Bro, I had shit that no one else had. Like, and yes, I was still going to Stussy. Like, my homie Brett, my homie Craig, we would go up to, hit La Brea and go buy shirts. But I remember my mom getting pissed, bro. I spent $35 on a shirt at Union. And I came back. Yeah, I think I had like $100 to go school shopping with. $100 took you a long way in like 2004, 2005, whatever it was. And but not at Union, nigga. I bought a shirt for $35, and I think I bought something else. And my mom was like, "Never again."
Yeah, I feel so bad for my mom.
Yeah, that's when I found Billabong, nigga. I was able to get so much more shit.
She was, oh, what kind of outfit do you want for your birthday? I want Diamond Supply Co. They got the Japanese selvage denim and the black chino pants and a t-shirt.
She would have been at Mervin's, nigga. I'd have been like, please.
No, we're not doing that. Yeah, it was like $400-500, and I was like, dang, why did I do that to her?
I mean, you just didn't know the value of $1, bro. And for me, I didn't either. But I knew, like, I liked the designs on that shit.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm attracted to.
I mean, I was trying to be different, you know.
But you're not different if you're getting the same shit that everybody else is getting.
You know, good and damn well, nobody down here.
Yeah, nobody down here. But everybody else where you hang out had it.
That is true. That is true.
Wasn't nobody stepping out no fresh Ruka, my nigga. It was me only.
Well, it was actually levels, though. It was levels. So you were either wearing the hundreds and diamond, but if you was someone that was wearing Supreme, you was like, oh, that's a nigga right there.
Yeah, you was the guy. You was the guy if you had Supreme.
You know what I'm saying?
But I stayed away from that. And I think that's why, like, I was confident in my own clothing, too. Is because I didn't want to, like, off rip, I didn't want to wear what everybody else had on. Mm-hmm. Like, you couldn't give me a Box Logo hoodie if you want it, bro. Like, I'm not wearing this shit. Like, I just don't want to. I seen him in that shit. I don't want it. Mm-hmm. Like, and that was my thing. You know what I mean? Like, but, yeah, I think we covered. I think we fucking covered that. I got a little bit passionate there for a second. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's what I said in the beginning of this pod. I mean, you can ask me a question, but it's gonna veer. It might hit a little post corner.
Yeah. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some questions you might hit a slant.
Since we talking about family,
sure.
Let's talk about how fatherhood may have changed. You touched on it a little bit. Saying, you were having Samantha at the time with the troubles for the comic book printing. Mm-hmm. How has that changed? Having 2 kids now. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
How has that, changed your, not really change your focus, but your perspective on things? Like, do you feel like I need to, like you said, drop a book a month? Is that because, hey, I want to build this legacy for my family? Or is it because, oh shit, now I got 2 kids, I got to work harder?
It's a mixture of both. A mixture of both. Yeah, you look at them and it's just like, I don't want to be in a situation later on where like, hey, can we have this? I'm not trying to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pull up in a dually with the bags full of baseball bats and whatever equipment for sports. Mm-hmm. Top of the line cleats, top of the line gloves, football helmets. I don't want my son to be wearing no shut. We finna be in riddles.
Bro, the shuts was fired.
No, they were not, bro. DNA helmets, no,
bro.
The
DNA was before the Revo. Man, before the Revo came, you had the Rydell with the fucking pump and the foam. Hey. And then Shut made the DNA, bro.
You want a visor for practice?
The DNA, bro, on the Shut. But this was 2007. This is before the Revo. Revo came 2008.
But if you just look at the design of a Riddle and a Zenith,
The Xena shit was trash to me.
Bro. Yeah, y'all can't go off. Y'all can't go left.
Yeah.
No, I know.
What the fuck were we talking about?
I'm here. No, look.
Oh, fatherhood. How'd you get to that? The fucking baseball.
Well, because I was just saying, yes, the hustle, right? I want them to have everything, you know. But also I have my goals too.
Yeah.
Vanity slave.
Yeah, you are, bro. All y'all niggas in that group chat are vanity slaves.
I'm just sitting, okay, what do I have to do to get a GT2 RS tomorrow?
And that's what keeps you going.
Absolutely.
And that on top of
Absolutely. 1,000%. You have to keep setting the bar, right? Even if you don't meet it.
Yeah.
How can I make $10 million in 6 months? You do whatever you can in 6 months. Well, I didn't make the 10 million, but this is what I did do. You know, you just keep raising the bar, right? And then with kids, it's just like you look at them, it's like, you know, they really put that battery on your back, and it's just like you can't afford to waste time, doom scroll. You know, that's why it's just like I'm taking back my throne with my brand.
Yeah.
You know, like this was mine. I birthed so many other people, you know, but essentially it's I just want to make sure my family is comfortable. That's the main thing. And at the end of the day, also the plus is like, you know, people always say, you know, they don't do things for the money. I do things for the money, but at the same time I don't. Because they always say, oh, when you do things for the money, that's how you fall out of love and, you know, all this other stuff. When I don't necessarily find that to be true. I still run a business at the end of the day, but I'm passionate about what I do. I love to draw. I love to design clothes. I love to do, you know, all of that stuff. The money is just the plus. I know it's going to come. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, or next month, I know it's going to come, you know, but to answer your question, you know, stepping into fatherhood, it just turned up my hustle, you know, a lot more.
Yeah.
You
know. With your hustle turned up, do you ever find yourself in a...
Sorry, guys. Sat here long enough.
Do you ever find yourself in like a, I don't know, like a mental rut where like there's too much pressure?
Oh, that's a great one. You know what? I was just talking to someone about this. Hey, bro, you getting a little fruity right now with that.
What you mean, bro?
You out here blowing artificial.
Damn, all
over there, bro. See,
if we smell it, then that means
for
it's
an
gonna...
hour and 30 minutes.
I don't care, bro. You itching for a fix?
I needed my neck, bro. I needed my nicotine. I gotta get
pouches,
bro. I'm gonna get pouches.
Man, you need to get some gum.
The nicotine gum?
I don't know, bro. Something. You need to be like Han from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something, bro.
Get you some gummy bears.
As long as I'm not drinking alcohol, I'm cool.
Facts. Anyways, please ask me that question again.
Yeah. So with you said your answer was it makes you hustle harder.
Pressure.
Right? Pressure. Right? You're hustling harder. There's more pressure on this thing that you're trying to make work. Or so do you get in like a mental rut or like a mental headspace where it's just too much pressure?
You know, it's funny you bring that up because I think I was talking to like Nancy about this. You know, I have a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell. You will never tell. But the crazy thing is, I don't feel pressure. I just be like, no, whatever. You know, I just shrug my shoulders. Because the mentality I have is, I was like, well, I'm not going to prison, and no one is out to kill me. So whatever I am dealing with, it will pass. It'll pass. Mm-hmm. I think I've been through so much and been in like situations where it's like, in the moment, you're like, oh my God, the walls are closing in on me or whatever. Then a day passed, another day passed, and then you get through it, you know. And I mean, I think the one thing I can say is like being on the mats is what kind of taught me to, I guess, deal with pressure. I don't really feel pressure. Like I should, Because people are like, man, you got 2 kids. How do you do it? You got this going on. You got that going on. You got to, I'm just like, oh, no, bro, I be chilling. I really just be chilling. Poker face, But it's just like.
So that came after jiu-jitsu? Or the calmness came after jiu-jitsu? Or just kind of help kind of facilitate the calmness?
The calmness came afterwards, for sure. I had to go to therapy for some time, for a lot of things. And then, training. It just taught me a lot, Like I've always, whenever I'm in certain situations, I'd be like, man, I wonder if this is like the moment where people be like, I'm ejecting myself.
Done, yeah.
No, bro, sometimes I know about that.
Sometimes
that's a crazy question to ask. That's a cool question to ask, I think.
I don't want to know, but I always wonder whenever I'm in a situation, I was like, I wonder if this is it for some people, And it's like, how extreme does like certain things have to be for someone where they're just like, because I'm pretty sure we all know someone that has, reached the great unknown. But even if I am in a situation where there's just like so much pressure, that's not even like a thought, or it's just like, I know this will pass. This will, if push comes to shove, if I end up under the 10 freeway, hey, so be it. I'll figure out a way to get out of it. Because there's nothing more rock bottom than that. You know what I'm saying? I don't drink. I don't do drugs.
Actually, there is, bro. You can be on the blade as a man, and that'd be ridiculous. But I'd rather be under the 10 freeway. I'd rather be under the 10.
You know what I'm saying? But to circle back, pressure and not to like, make things serious. I do check in on a lot of people, and people actually check in on me too. I can't really say, oh man, no one checks in on me. I have a good support group, friends, family, because sometimes you don't know. People are good at hiding things, and I always try to like take a step back. I was like, well, is this the way people hide and just be like, oh no, I'm okay when they're not okay? I don't know, but I always do evaluate, certain things, because things do get tough, especially, as a man. We do face pressures in this society, but I think I can genuinely and confidently say that I don't feel too much pressure. Now, I'm not going to say that I've never felt that, pressure, walls closing in, what do I do? Everything is crumbling. But I think one thing that keeps me grounded is my grandfather, right? He's 90. And I'm like, dang, you were 60 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When you think about life, we're always so into the moment, today, tomorrow. But it's just like a lot of this won't matter 5 years from now or even 10 years from now. You're going to be a different person, 20 years from now. 20 years, I will be 50. I'm 31 now. That was a long time to get to. You know what I'm saying? 10 minutes at the DMV is a long time for me. So it's just like, I look at life that way. I think we're so caught up in the now and what's going on now. Social media doesn't make anything better, but I think looking at old people, and even my mom who's about to be 60 this year, it's like, wow, Mom, you lived a long life. I've watched you struggle. I've watched you get out of struggle, from us getting kicked out of an apartment to now us having a house, having a house, married, losing the house. I've seen it all. Like, what could possibly be worse than that? Things that she's dealt with in her childhood. I mean, a lot of stuff I owe to my mother too, as far as like fortifying my mind. She's always like, oh, if I would have wanted to do it, I would have done it, here this time, but I didn't. I was strong. I moved on. You have to move on. With every problem, there's a solution. Things always come to pass. Don't want to get religious, but Mom always says you need that base. Turn to God sometimes. But again, for the last time to answer your question, bro, pressure, I don't necessarily feel it.
Interesting. I think what I heard, there's an exercise that I like to do. I grabbed it from, are you familiar with Tim Ferriss?
No.
He's a podcaster also, one that I listen to a lot. But he has this exercise where it's called fear setting. Mm-hmm. And it's basically everything you just said, but just practicing writing down what's the worst thing that could happen with this situation that's going on. Uh-huh. What's the worst thing that could happen? Write it all out and then look at it and be like, well, is that so bad? Or like, you know, Or, and once you see that, you're like, okay, it's not death or whatever. So
I was gonna say, what if you write that down?
Well, I mean, if you write death, then the exercise over. Exercise over.
It's actually the worst. Hell.
Yeah. So you really write out everything. Like, what's the worst possible thing that can happen in this situation that you're stressing about? And it's like, all right, well, I don't want that to happen. So what can I do now to make sure that doesn't happen? Yeah. And that exercise helps. So what you're saying does make sense, of just having that like already in your brain. You don't even have to do the exercise. You're just like, well, it ain't that bad. So yeah. So I get it. So,
but also a lot of things have to do with the choices you make. If you're out here running with the mob and the cartel, oh boss, I lost the keys. I lost 10 keys.
Yeah, then it's all bad.
You know what I'm saying?
You better write down death on that paper.
Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of things have to do with the choices that you do make. Certain paths
prior to the consequence coming.
Yeah, and that's why I just meant about the pressure of like life, kids, goals, job, entrepreneurship, everything that we take on and try to be 100 at all of them. Yeah, but you can't. There's no way. So at some point, it all kind of piles up and like slaps you in one of those areas that you're not able to put all your attention to. So yeah, I think that's cool, man.
I think it changes over time too.
Yes,
I think I think you just find different ways to deal with shit. Like, for example, me, like, I mean, for a lot of people, alcohol is your pressure reliever. You know what I mean? It's like,
it was for me.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to throw you under the bus, but I was gonna say. I mean, I'm glad you said that.
That's why we're here, though. I mean, that's what.
I mean, for us, bro, and a lot of people like us, it's. I realized that I didn't know how to deal with pressure. I actually talked to myself earlier about this because I do talk a lot to people, but I talk probably more to myself. But I talked to myself earlier about this. Is like, I don't think I ever really knew how to deal with pressure, bro. And kind of reflecting on even who I said I went to lunch with, it was like even then I don't think I knew how to deal with pressure, and I think that cracked a lot of things for me. Like, without alcohol, bro, I just have to face it, because the question was asked, like, do you ever think you'd do it, like, drink again? I was like, nah, I really don't see it happening because of the clarity that I've gained, just the little steps of learning to deal with pressures of life, not going to this and being like, oh, I need this right now. And then that shit just makes the pressure way worse once you got to face this. So, like, I think pressure changes over time, just based off, how you learn to deal with it, and how you learn to perceive it. And one thing you said, Sam, that I always use, bro, I always tell people, like, yo, I know you're going through some shit right now, but if you live to be 100 years old, do you think you're going to be like, damn, my life really sucked that day when I was 31?
Right.
Like, you're not going to care, bro. It's not going to matter. You're going to be so grateful for everything that has happened after this moment that, like, fortunately for me, I lost my great grandma, but I haven't lost anyone like just super close in my family. Like, I have my granddad passed, but I was too young at that time to really like grow and get to know him like that. But I have my grandfather. I have 2 grandmas still. So like, I have both of my parents. So you know what I mean? I haven't taken any severe loss like that. So it's like, you know, for me, I'm like, all right, bro, it's inevitable now because everyone's getting older. And when that happens, you know, I'm going to have to continue to live, you know, knock on wood. I'm going to have to continue to live. But yes, that person was important in my life. And yes, I may not have this person no more, but I have the memories to look back on. And I can't fold and take my life because other people depend on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're not going to look back at 100 and be like, damn, you know, that really sucked that day when this happened. Like, yeah, it's always going to suck. It never gets better.
Yeah.
But, you know, you appreciate what you had with that person. And you keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000%.
Yeah, sorry, man. Y'all get me fucking passionate, bro.
Nah, that's the whole point of a podcast, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You're right.
Get the raw, uncut.
Yeah, but I talk too fucking much to begin with. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, me too.
I try to give everybody a turn to talk.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys' perspective. I mean, yeah, I think it's been rough for everybody. We're all obviously going through things.
Everyone.
Yeah, I don't even know where else I was gonna go with that.
Man, you had a 1,000-yard
deciding.
stare just now,
Get it
man.
out, bro. Get it out. Get it off your chest, man. Life sucks dick. You got to do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Intervention time.
Huh?
What's going on, David? How's everything going?
No. You all right,
This
bro?
is definitely not an intervention.
Is this the point? Is this the point you was talking about?
Nah. You crazy.
Definitely not an intervention, but I will say that I'm not a vocal person when it comes to things that go on in my life. And I think that was a big thing that happened when I was drinking also. I would just kind of turn to myself to try to either mask it or just pretend like I'm still good.
Right.
Which, I mean, sometimes I still do that.
Yeah.
But, and that's why I thought it was cool to hear you guys' perspective on like how you feel about pressure building up. And
Absolutely. I mean, another thing too, like with you bringing up saying you didn't know how to like vocalize it, right? And the issue with a lot of things too, even with us men, on us, you know, bottling things up. You guys ever feel like you guys are the only ones going through something, and everyone else is living life like?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
The minute I realized, dang, you going through something too. You too. Maybe I should stop trauma dumping.
And it's not even like a misery loves company thing. It's just like, it's almost comforting, bro, to know like, okay, I'm not the only man going
That's what I
through
want to get at.
Like, bro, sometimes I have to ask myself, like I probably am like over emotional just because I got like more energy, I guess. I'm high energy, high strung on shit. Like, that's just my character.
Yeah.
But like, sometimes I have to ask myself, like, man, do other niggas feel this way? And then I'll think like, nah, no way. Like, I'm being a bitch about this situation.
Right.
And then I'll ask somebody, or somebody will tell me something. I'll be like, dog, I never thought you would feel like that. Like, I thought you were too tough for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now that you told me, let me tell you. Like, bro, there's times where, I'll probably cry to a gardener, nigga. Like, if I have the chance, like, just hear me out.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I think we all deal with shit. And like you said, like, not being vocal, like, it's at the same time somebody else is going through something, and there's probably another non-vocal person that wants to talk to you, but you guys are both non-vocal. Like, if you have somebody that's non-vocal sit in your chair and y'all both just like going through it, y'all literally have the same shit on your mind. But it also, like you said, trauma dumping. Like, I'll trauma dump on you 1,000 miles per hour. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it helps or hurts to keep it in or let it out. Like, is there a balance?
Well,
is there too much? Is there too little?
Yeah, you know, sometimes I will try to like stop myself, right? I'll be like, can I talk about something positive in my life? You know, like, yeah, I got this going on, but this is also going pretty well too, you know. But, you know, that's why I check on a lot of my friends too, especially, you know, I have a couple of friends that just had to newborn also. I'm like, hey, how things going? How are you doing mentally? How's your relationship going? You know?
I feel like a newborn, you gotta be happy though. Like I feel like it would be the other way around. I feel like they got abortion or some shit.
I don't know, bro. The newborn stage, at least I would say with my son, he's hollering every day, all day.
Yeah, she's in one a crier, so
Samantha wasn't either. But I don't know if it's because I have a boy. He's gonna be huge. He wants food all day long.
Really?
Yeah. He's a little chunky little baby. He's huge right now. He requires a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
When he sleeps, it's great.
Bro's a V10. I had a hybrid baby, bro. I'm a small nigga.
Man,
so
he might be a Judd V10.
Yeah.
Man. But to go back to what we were talking about, it is comforting in all areas, right? Even with what I'm going through with my brand, I'm just like, man, there's people that's doing worse than me, who's done worse things than I've done, and they're living a lavish life. So that at the end of the day, only God and I know the truth, and you know I sleep well with that. But all in all, I think we do need to maybe trauma dump isn't the right thing to say or use, but
can you clarify what trauma dumping is for me? Like what would make something trauma dumping versus?
I would just say just dumping all of my problems on you, bro. Like, you know, Troy said, misery loves company. Like, just.
But what's up? Like, it's hard for me to understand what's the problem with that, right? Because I would prefer a friend come to me and dump everything on me versus dumping nothing on me.
Yeah, true.
And then offing himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'd prefer you come to me, bro, and let's stay on the phone for an hour and a half if this clears you of whatever bad thoughts you have or self-harm. You know what I mean? And like, I think there's a stigma because of words like trauma dump, where it's like, don't trauma dump on me.
Well,
it's like, nigga, I don't have a choice. Like, it's either this or I'm out of here.
I think it's because people do it often, maybe. I think people are at a point where it's just like, that's all you hit me up about. Like, to pour your problems.
Even then, though. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I might trauma dump on you one time. There is one person, that's my homegirl, shout out to Alexis. I will trauma dump on her every fucking day. But
yeah,
I mean, even then though, bro, it's like sometimes those conversations that I have with her, I'll stop myself and be like, yo, I'm fucking, you go on about your day. You know, let me just deal with this shit.
The good thing about that too is like when you talk things out, things get a little better.
Yeah, because you start listening to yourself and you're like, oh, this shit, like you said, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's like, what if, you know, that one time is the time where it's like, hey, look, stop trauma dumping on me. And then it's like, you know, ultimately somebody goes and kaboom themselves. And it's like, bro, maybe if I would have just listened this one last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, bro, I'm not an active listener in conversation. But if you call me and you like, I mean, you know, if you hit me up and it's like, bro, like I need something to talk. I got to fucking get this off my chest.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm all ears. I'm putting this shit on speaker and I'm chilling.
Yeah, I think with me sometimes too, like even if I try to like call you or even anyone else, I think I would want to take the time to like, not small talk, but like see how you're doing first. You know, try to talk about something that's positive. Like if you tell me something happened with Zen, like, oh, Zen did this today or whatever, you know, she learned how to do this, or, you know, something else that's more comforting or positive. Listening to something that's more positive, you know, not saying to like bottle anything up, but I feel like there should be like a balance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very self-conscious of that. Like I'll be like, after I'll be like, dang, every time I call bro, I always tell him about my problems, but I never check up on him or ask him how he's doing or what's going on in his life, you know? So then I'll be like, let me take a pause on this. Let me do what I would want someone to do for me. I'm going to check in on all the other homies. I'm not going to tell them what's wrong with me right now. But if I hit them up and they're like, man, bro, I got this going on. Yeah. Well, guess what I got going
Yeah. Here we go.
And we gonna have the exchange, and then we're like, all right, we gonna figure it out. Thanks for the call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll kind of be something of that nature. Even like, you know, with Los, I was living at his crib and he was telling me a bunch of stuff going on. I was like, bro, I got a lot of stuff going on too, bro. But we gonna get through it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We
gonna you may got that going on. And it's just like I was saying earlier, having a struggle off. Like, I'm not gonna have what would I call this? I don't know. I thought I was quicker than that, but
yeah, you know,
I'm not gonna say my problems are bigger than yours, but I'm like, look at what I got going on in my backyard. So that's why I can tell you gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight too. You feel me, bro?
What? Keep going, bro.
Enough is enough.
Bro, what the fuck? This is my space. You get the fuck out. Yo, hey, you know what I'm thinking about right now? What I just thought about. Yo, his first T-shirt back here, bro.
Oh God.
I'm like,
when he made one.
Yeah, when the first time he makes one, right? Comes back here, he's like, "Oh, you got a print machine?" Like, yeah, bro. But he's like, "I'll make a shirt." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "What you got for me?" I'm gonna get this graphic. Singer brings back a picture of himself with Drake like prayer hands at the bottom. Him in a puffer coat. I'm like, bro. And this is what I'm saying. He always, like, from jump, bro, it's been these, like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid moment. But then it works for him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I was just like, wait, this nigga, out of everything to print, he wants to print himself? Yep. Like, and he took time to put Drake's 6 God hands on here?
Yeah, the prayer hands.
I was like, yo, what? But it's like, and from that moment, I was just like, yo, something's wrong with this dude. But it works, bro. It works. That's what I'm saying. It's like
everyone says that.
It works, and it's a weird, I don't know, bro, like manifestation or like you just don't see failure at all.
You can't.
Like, yeah, but I mean, everybody looks at things and they're like, oh, this, like you said, this is the worst thing that can happen. I feel like you don't even think about the worst thing that can happen.
And you know what's funny? You know, Angelo called me one time, right? And he was telling me about this like idea or whatever. And he was like, yeah, bro, but you know, I don't think it's gonna work. I was like, it's not gonna work. If you say something's not gonna work, it's not gonna work.
Was it the tease he was trying to do?
I don't really remember. But every time he kept saying something, I was like, hey buddy, I think you need to change the vocabulary that you're using, or just why don't you say that it will work? It will work. And then he'd be like, man, what the hell kind of self-help book you be reading? I'm like, none, bro. I just believe in everything I do.
I think that's what works for you, though. And it's, like, interesting. It's got to be, like, something wired in your DNA because, like, most people have an area of self-doubt or an area of just, like, damn, can I do that? You know, I just stopped doing that recently. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't have those moments where I'm like, is this going to work? I mean, I didn't know the comics were going to work out. I was just doing it.
Yeah.
You know, once I seen that TikTok implemented a seller's platform, I said, ooh, do not give me a platform to sell on. I'm finna bleed this. Once I got approved, I said, nigga, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Still didn't know how it was going to, didn't know how it was going to work, but
went for it.
Still went for it. And then sometimes when I do go for things and I'm in the moment, I'm like, man, what did I get myself into? I definitely have a lot of those.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're in a situation where YG's in the back of your head. Don't be scared, nigga, you're here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You in the thick of it. So now it's like sometimes I get in too deep with a lot of things. You have no choice but to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like you can't turn back around. I'm still thinking about what my mom always said, hey, you start something, you never finish it. What's up with that? So now every time I start something, I gotta finish it. Or just keep going. There is no finish line. But yeah, I wish I can, my mom says it all the time. You're so fearless, and how I've taught her how to just like, have courage, because you're not the first person that said like, man, this dude, what is this crazy idea? Even like, I was telling my mom, like, oh man, I'm gonna go to Tokyo, Japan for like 2 weeks. She was like, what? And then my mom was just like, man, you kept talking about it. Like, I wish you just shut up about it. Like, I was just like, man, he's still talking about it. And then it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Got your chip.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Inside joke. I'm sorry.
She knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Everything else, you know, we would go hike at the Griffith Observatory during the pandemic, right? And I would just say the most outrageous thing, like, oh man, I want to have a Spanish style house like that. Or I always say hiking is like my time to manifest. I was speaking to the nature, to, you know, or speaking to the world, the universe, and just wait for it to come back like a boomerang, you know. And my mom was just like, man, eventually every time you said something, you ended up doing it. And a lot of it, to be honest, is a test to see how much control I have over my life. You know, to see if I'm an NPC or like, can I really like say something and do it? Even when I got my car, mom was just like, you didn't get approved like 10 times. Why are you going to the dealership? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna come back with this car though.
I remember you kept going. I was like, bro, like, just fucking cut it out, bro. Just stop.
I ran my credit to the dirt. Like, you know, I hit up like 10. I got 10 letters in, like 10, 15 letters in the mail. Like, oh, you didn't get approved or whatever. And then one day I was like, man, this car been on a lot for like 70 days. I'm finna work this nigga, man. But yeah, I drove the Honda to the dealership, bro. I was like, I want that car right there, bro. And they was just like, let's see what we can do. And then yeah, then it happened, you know. But it's just like all these no's. You know, they always say, what they say, you're insane if you keep doing the same thing, expecting like
insanity is repeating the same behavior.
Yeah, that's me. I'll repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And I'll do the same thing over and over again. Like eventually it will work. I don't know how. I don't know when.
We're not doing the exact same thing though.
I'm doing the exact same thing, bro. Yep, even if it's not working.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I don't get it. Like, this dude's a complete idiot at times. And it's like, how the fuck did this work?
I mean,
like, I remember when you kept going, bro, and I'm like, Sam, like, just look for something else, bro. Like, at this point, just become a Kia boy or something, bro.
Man, even if they're like, hey,
your shit stolen or something,
you should start off with this first, and then you can work your way up to this. And I said, brother, you're not putting me in a 320 for 60 months. And then I come back and you go, oh, not yet. No M. 340 though. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
I got the money today. I got the money right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that I hate too. I hate when people try to like control your life and tell you what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, fuck you. You're not gonna see me again. You know, but yeah, I never understood that either. People always try to like derail you or tell you what you should do instead. I'm like, nope, I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna just move you out of the way because
you're an obstacle at that point.
Yeah, you're an obstacle.
Yeah,
you're an enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
facts. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what the previous question was. But
I don't know either, bro. I feel like we might be rambling now. But
I know you guys still got questions. Let's run.
This was I don't have any more questions, nigga.
Oh, y'all ran through all the questions?
On the phone all the time. Yeah, I think that was. I mean, you kind of covered everything.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like I had the questions, but you kind of covered a lot of it.
Cool.
So it was like you either covered it in conversation, but we'll do another session around. You know, we got other guests that we got to get first, and then.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have a lot to say, a lot to talk about.
You actually put me on podcast, bro. Remember when we were coming back from Vegas?
Yeah,
and he was like Joe Rogan. Yeah, he turned on Joe Rogan, bro, and I was just like, what the fuck is a podcast? And then we sat there and listened to fucking Joe Rogan podcast.
I was the first person to start a podcast. I'm about to get him on Soulja Boy.
Oh my God. That's exactly where I was about to go with that. This is over, guys. This is fucking done. We're sending this guy home.
No, real quick. 7th grade, And it's funny that we called everything a podcast.
What'd you call it?
No. I'm just saying, like, we still call everything a podcast till this day. When originally it was for the iPod, for Apple.
Is that why?
That's why podcast. Right? Because Apple, they had the podcast app, whether it was the new iPhone that came out in 2007 or the iPod Touch. You know, the podcast was for Apple, but now everything's on YouTube, and you know, before you would upload your podcast or you'll be live on the podcast app on Apple. Anyways, 7th grade computer class, typing class, we had brand new iMacs, and we were typing on Mavis Beacon. I was like, well, I'm gonna do this in my sleep, because at St. Andrews we had the computers and they forced us to do Mavis Beacon. So I was really good at typing. I said we had GarageBand. I said, ooh, I want to do a podcast. And the teacher was like, podcast? What do you know about podcast? And I was like, well, I know you got to do an RSS feed and do everything else and this and that. Man, I do no typing. Everybody else did. So I started my own podcast in class in the 7th grade. You know, then I used to like mess with all the kids because, you know, you had different sound effects. I would do the school bell sound and everyone used to get up and leave. I was like, yo, class not done yet. I'm just messing with y'all. But all of that is to say, 7th grade, Miss Anagu's computer class, typing class. I still have to do like the exercise in the beginning to see if I was still good at typing, and then I would go straight
into doing podcasts,
into GarageBand, you know. But I never did I think it would actually
that podcast
get to this level. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, if I would have kept going, I would have been. No, that wasn't my dream.
Yeah,
that wasn't. You know, it's cool now, but I still have no desire to even like start my own show. Like, no, I did not get a mic for Christmas. Put the mics down, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
real encouraging for us, huh?
Nah. It makes sense. That those comments and questions are for like those red pill guys that be spewing nonsense,
all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean stuff like this, like, you know, you would hope for it to be seen, but honestly, I mean, whoever's watching this,
it's just therapy, bro. At the end of the day, for
I
me,
mean, not even that. If we can just touch, if there's one person we can touch, if there's one person that can gain some type of inspiration, then we've done our jobs. Same thing as educators. If I have 100, if you have 100 students, I hope there's just one that can get out of here and just change the world later on. You know, so I think it's still important. Love what you guys are doing. Love you guys a lot, man. Appreciate you guys a lot. Too, man. Also, you guys have definitely watched me grow up for sure.
Fuck yeah.
You know, I would definitely call y'all my OGs.
Nah, bro.
You know, the big bros.
Dad, nigga.
Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, I've always, you know, looked up to you guys. You know, still do. And I think that's another thing too, is having a lot of older friends in life. I think you've been guiding me since I was 18?
17, bro.
Yeah. I was still a senior in high school.
Yeah. Dang. Hair bald.
Oh man. Yeah, I was literally trying to figure out. I was talking, and I was like, man, how long have I known Troy for? Because it's like, 17. He took me out when I was 21 on my 21st birthday at Sharky's. So, yeah, that's another thing too. I've always had a lot of older friends because, you know, even mom always said, like, you know, you can hold a conversation, you know, with anyone. But I feel like I've gotten so much game along the years, and that's why I am who I am today. You know, so, you know, I can't just sit here and say, oh, you know, I'm self-made and full of self-confidence and this and that, when in reality, a lot of things compounded from when I was a lot younger. And I still have a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn. So, and that's another thing that's like exciting too. Now that I'm 31, in my 30s, I want to just, you know, look back when I'm 40, like, wow, My 30s was amazing. Just like how I look back at my 20s. My 20s was lit. I have no regrets. I did everything I wanted to do. Did everything I said I was going to do. And that was the same thing for my 30s and beyond.
Dope.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you for sliding by.
Yeah, man.
You my dog.
Yeah, it was dope.
Appreciate it, man.
It was dope hearing your perspective on everything. Like, I've learned a lot, especially about comic books, confidence. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even get too deep into like the clothing aspect.
No.
That's like a whole different.
Yeah, we can work that on another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can work that on another one.
We can do the part two. The part two. But
Dope.
comics, that's what I'm working on right now. That's the feature, original IP. Comics, merchandise, toys, and then eventually animation. And
let everybody know where to find everything at.
well, now that you've asked, you can follow me on Instagram at MadeFamous, no O, MadeFamus. Brand page, deathclub.us. And if you want to grab a book, I have a 4-book bundle right now. Issue 5 is coming soon, and Volume 1 is coming soon, where you can collect all 5 issues in one book. But for now, I have a bundle, single issues, posters at deathclubcomics.com.
Sick. Hell yeah.
All right, man. Thank y'all. Oh, shit. That's his handshake. Okay, well, cool. All right, players. Thank y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Daily Deposits. We'll be back sometime soon. What, next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. See y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.